You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
This is episode 218 of the one and only ITintheD show. Thank you for clicking play. Guests this
Often
week.
imitated, never duplicated.
Never duplicated. Guests this week are Jamie and Carlos from DSDT. And then we have Brian Cranston from MEDC. All the acronyms.
But why?
But why? We have something to announce.
What?
You're going to want to stay tuned.
Oh, it's going to be that night.
Yeah, and just always remember,
it's gonna
kids.
be that night.
And remember, crack is whack. We'll be talking about that in segment one. Segment two, we got the DSDT and MEDC teams talking about our cool announcement. And hey, this show is brought to you by our friends at ep218. If you own a business, no matter how big or small,
ep218.
it's so hard not to do that. Email hackers and scammers are coming after you. ep218 can make your company a much harder target. They have very affordable services like spam, virus filtering, email encryption, web threat protection to keep you safe. They also back their services with live 24/7 U.S.-based support. I love how everyone's U.S.-based support now is all coming home. That's great.
Yep.
No additional charge. Try ep218 services for free for 30 days by visiting ep218. That's app.river.com/IT.
If you're listening to this show and you don't know how to spell app, stop listening.
It could be AP.
No, it can't.
No.
Dave, you may fire when ready.
You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Following program is intended for mature audiences.
I'm Wyatt, that's Gary, you're Bob, and you're Dave. This is the ITintheD show.
This is Max Headroom. And what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
This is Billy D. Williams. Bob and Dave and I are enjoying a Colt 45 right now. And remember, ITintheD, it works every time.
Where do you guys think you are? The Library of Congress? Detroit? Beyond the sun? Any of those, right?
Take him to Detroit. No, not Detroit. No, please. Anything but that. No. You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come. Shut up.
Hi, this is Christy Swanson, and you're listening to the ITintheD show. And Bob and Dave touch my hoo-hoos.
What happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bumhole?
Exactly.
Come on. Someone tries. What the hell with this? I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the show.
This is Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley, and the only two guys I hate more than Dinesh are Bob and Dave. Suck it, guys.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to ITintheD show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the deke off.
Hi, this is Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science. So, Bob and Dave, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Are we at a break yet?
Hey, this is Zach McGowan from Planet Earth. You're listening to ITintheD show.
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to ITintheD. All you nerds out there.
Nerds.
Nerds.
What is a nerd?
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Hey, Detroit, this is Anthony Michael Hall. You're listening to my buddies Bob and Dave on ITintheD.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Pump Pump. The ITintheD show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
You're in your underwear, I'm in my underwear. Hey, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
Hey, everybody. This is Tony Todd. What's happening? You may know me from Candyman, The Rock, Sushi Girls, Zoom, Night of the Living Dead. A lot of pop culture media madness. Anyway, you're listening to ITintheD show. Business.
I'm totally into Dave, but not so much Bob.
This is Robert Hayes, the tit striker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo bar, I'm listening to the ITintheD show. It's worse than Detroit.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat steak.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the ITintheD show. Tough guy. Oh!
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Sir, had you better buckle up? Now buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
Did you just shush someone?
Yes. No, I told him to stop beating on the table.
It was really impressive.
First time for everything.
Hey, are we live?
We are live.
Oh my God, we are live. This is you're listening.
Show, Bob. A little early, Bob. We just horrified our segment 2 guests.
You're listening to the one and only IT in the D show. This is episode 218.
Because, and I feel this is more important than ever, we are IT in the D.
I can't wait to hear your reaction, Skippy.
You are not.
Oh, I can't wait.
And you'll never be.
We're broadcasting here live in Studio One in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. That is Dave the Geek. Nuri the F&G is in India right now.
Allegedly, he's in India.
We hope his stomach's doing all right. In his place, Jeremiah Dr. Hook is here from DailyDetroit.com. Find us online at ITintheD.com and give us a like on all the socials and subscribe to us everywhere. Fine podcasts are sold.
Hey, before we get rolling, though, so support for today's show comes from Bluehost. Bluehost is a top-rated website provider that powers over 2 million websites. It has everything you need to build the website you've always wanted and gives you the freedom to design the website your way without being limited by templates. It's simple enough for beginners. As we always say, it's so easy, a Bob can do it.
True story.
And it's powerful enough for even the most advanced users. And with fully customizable templates and third-party app support, you get total flexibility and control. Plus, with a 99.9% uptime guarantee and automated updates, it's truly reliable and offers maximum security, including malware monitoring, protection, and automatic secure WordPress installs. Not to mention, thanks to Bluehost 24/7 tech support, online resources, and expert services, you'll have all the help you need to succeed and save time. Bluehost is the best tool to build, host, and manage your website. No wonder it's been the top recommended WordPress host on WordPress.org since 2005. And here's the deal. Our listeners, you get 50% off when you sign up at Bluehost.com/IT. That's Bluehost.com/IT.
Save your Dave. That's going to be the new.
That totally should be. Save the Dave.
Save the Dave.
Yes, yeah. Because that was last. If you're a Bob and you have a Dave, exactly. For just 25 cents a day,
you need Bluehost.
Save the Dave.
And hey, I'm Randy. I do the Twitters. I guess I'm introducing myself tonight.
You know what? One time I forget to introduce you, Randy. I
Go
do the
run
Twitters.
a show.
Yeah, exactly. Randy Walker's in studio tonight. Hey, mark your calendars. This Thursday, we're going to be at the Blackfin. That is the 18th at 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Just IT folks talking shop. No cover charge. No speakers.
No, it's the 19th.
The 19th, Thursday.
Yeah, 18th is Wednesday.
I put 18.
That's how it works.
It wouldn't
Bob.
be. It wouldn't be the show if I didn't mess something up.
They happen one after the other.
I did the read right.
In
so,
order.
In order, yeah.
In order.
We'll be at the
Linear time. It's a concept.
We'll be at the Blackfin at Royal Oak for this
back room. All the usual fun.
For what started this whole mess was our casual monthly meetups.
No agendas, no speakers, no cover charge,
no PowerPoint presentations, no idiots.
Sales guys except for Bob.
I don't sell. I'm good though. I don't.
You are.
You know I don't sell.
And that's why you're the one.
Right.
You are the Highlander of sales guys.
There can be only one.
The fourth movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
So
Bob.
I had an interesting weekend. I just want to kick that off and talk about it. Then we can jump into some of the hack stories.
You dressed up. You cosplayed as Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, I did. It took everything in my power not to laugh or acknowledge that it was funny.
There's some Kung Fu Panda's grandpa.
No, there's points in our relationship where I don't want to tell Dave he's funny just because I don't want to poke the bear.
Right.
And
you were the bear.
It was really fun.
Well, it's the rule of thumb.
How come you're not wearing the outfit now?
No, so
it's the rule of thumb. If I call you Skippy and it annoys you, I'm going to call you Skippy until you have a meltdown.
He was trying to call me Big Hero 6 for years, and I wouldn't acknowledge it. I was just like stone face. I'm
you
like,
are Big Hero 6.
I don't get it.
I'm sorry, but the Kung Fu Panda cosplay is top Big Hero 6.
So I've never been to a theater bazaar. I've heard the stories since back it was at the State Fairgrounds, and it's been at the Masonic now for 6 or 7 years, and I just haven't been. It's not that I don't want to go. I just haven't gone. And one of my friends is part of a little troop of 7 or 8. They're called the Dead Monks.
Yeah,
and they oversee the party. It's Zombo's party, but these are the protectors of said party. And there's a room in the 6th floor called the Observatory, and it was eyes wide shut. It was almost pitch black, and there's a stage in there, and there was 3 basically big, huge thrones, and I was in the red, so I was the leader of the Dead Monks. They explained this character to me, and this is the amazing part to me, is that every character that played a role in this has a story. So like I literally had to sit there in that throne and acknowledge the performers for 4 hours and not move. And everyone had bets that I was going to crack and make jokes. And
dude, I was dying. Like when you told me you were going to do this, and you were like, "Well, but I can't talk." I'm like, "There's no effing way. It's not possible."
I saw the guy that runs in the elevator after 2:00 when we were done. I stayed kayfabe and I didn't say a word, and he wouldn't acknowledge that he knew me because it was a full elevator. Like that's how serious they take it. And he's like. It was so gangster because you turn to the left, the observer. We didn't open till 10:00, and there was 3 of us that just stood there in these robes and like this like skull paint, and like
be honest, sat there.
No, we stood. No, I stood, and it was gangster. Like you can't, and everyone would try to get in the room. Like you can't. No, like you just hold our arm up, like you can't come in. And it became like this. Like people, like now it's like we're building up this thing. Like at 10:00, the doors open,
right?
And he's like. You can't stand there. You're the leader of these guys, and he would not block the door. Like, go watch the show. So like I got to go in all the different rooms, and the performers are. So I had to get there at 10:00 for makeup. They have like a checklist. There's like 70, 80 performers, people in full red body paint, devils.
It's insane. Yeah,
I've never seen a production like this. Like the work that goes in. Like people were living there for a month at the Masonic.
Yeah.
Building sets.
And absolutely.
It's one of the most amazing things, and everyone's on the same page, and it's all for this. They built what impressed me the most of everything is they built this like a thing. It's got its own lingo. It's got its own following. Everyone there is like for a common, like there was no idiots. You know, it reminded me very much of Penguicon. Like there was like this community within a community within a community. And it was so well run, and I've never seen anything so professionally done in my life. That was basically started out of hanging out in somebody's backyard.
Yeah,
and it's like it's a $1 million production.
Well, and it is still open this weekend. So I mean, if people want to go check, like, are you going back?
I will be there Saturday night in the observatory.
Okay,
yeah.
So I mean,
so Bob, what I want to know: were you at the Fistatorium because they had the top 10 things to see in the Free Press today, and that was one thing they just couldn't talk about in the Free Press.
I didn't make it in that room, but I was told all the stories about it. See, the thing with the Masonic is it's in 30 rooms.
There's like 87 rooms.
They take over 30 rooms, and there's something going on in each one of these rooms. And they got the half floors. So like you get in the elevator and you're like, take me to 3
point. And there's back staircases and there's
like in the mezzanine room, in that room.
Yep.
And like all these and it's the most confusing building I've ever seen in my life. Then there's the downstairs.
Well,
then there's the downstairs under the downstairs.
It's the Freemasons, Bob.
Right.
That's part of the shtick.
But it's serious now. Like if you go past where there's a blue sign, the police will be there in 30 seconds and arrest you for trespassing. Like you cannot go past in the Masonic where the designated areas. It's crazy.
It's a secret area.
Yeah, totally.
It's where they do those things.
But I don't know how they got this stuff.
Did you break your headphones again?
They're too big.
I got them.
My head's too small.
But anyway, yeah, I'll be there Saturday. But I mean, to me, like that's one of the cooler things Detroit. I think is I don't think it's underground anymore because everybody's talking about it. The media's all there. But it's for what they do. And you know, here's the thing that gets me. It's theater bizarre. What do you expect? Like Eyes Wide Shut, tuxedos, Victorian dresses.
How many times
masks.
did you say the word Fidelio?
I didn't say it once. I wasn't allowed to talk.
He said Eyes Wide Shut like
But you
4
had like
times.
people dressing up like it's the Fillmore, like Cheech and Chong and Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. It's like, obviously you didn't see the memo.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be able to go because I dress up as like Chris Farley doing Matt Foley. I live in a van down by the river.
Let me tell you why I suck at cosplay.
Seriously. I wouldn't, that's probably why I never went. Because like the people in these costumes are elaborate, man. The work that goes into these costumes that, like, you didn't know who like hired help was and who people like guests
That's
were.
how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's why they call them masquerade ball. It's a masquerade. Everybody dresses up. Everybody's fancy. They're just not like showing up in a suit. Like, hey,
thanks. Slow clap. Wow. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. That's revelating stuff there, Brian. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for mansplaining that for Bob.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Clearly, he needed it.
Or maybe mask.
Bob puts the mask in masquerade.
Bob's explaining it.
All right. So let's.
Bob's explaining it.
I feel like Bob's explaining is about to be a term that trends.
I hate all you people.
Bob's explain.
Bob's explain.
I hate all you people.
Come on, Randy.
So,
Bob's
hey, can we go to California?
What?
Like right now.
No.
But I want to go right now.
I was at the Masonic Saturday. I smelled what you were smelling in California.
Because apparently all of the marijuana farms are on fire. And so we should just go and just stand downwind.
Does that work?
Do they have insurance?
You would hope. I don't know.
Secondhand smoke.
Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, I got that Saturday at the Masonic.
Yeah, go figure. Yeah, good thing you're not interviewing these days because good luck passing a drug test after being at Theater Bazaar for the.
Yeah, exactly. So the biggest story last week, in my opinion, was the bomb that Nuri dropped about the OK Google. Then it was my question.
It was the accidental story that came out of the question.
Yeah, because I said, hey, if they're recording.
How do they record?
What's the trigger word?
Well, yeah, because your whole thing was okay. Well, if they start recording at OK Google, why did that recording that he pulled? Why did that include OK Google?
Yeah, so we weren't the only ones that caught up on this, and a bunch of people went bananas. And basically, Google basically said,
NAS.
"Yeah, we've been eavesdropping on users.
Sorry. We're continuously recording. Sorry." We admit it.
Doesn't Alexa do the same thing? They're constantly opening and listening, and it might happen to catch something.
Well, no. So Alexa, Amazon has already, because Amazon's been through several lawsuits actually, where like they've actually said, yes, they record in like 2-second intervals, but then they nuke them because they've been subpoenaed. They don't exist. It's a thing. Once you say, "Hey Alexa," or now like you can do the Star Trek computer, you can be that guy, but like then it starts recording.
Nice.
And it's a thing.
So with Google, you could go on like it was activity.google.com or /activity or
it was activity.google.com. Yeah,
and you could play clips of you talking to it for like the last year. Like it has everything.
Oh, yes, that was last week's show. We had Nuri pull. And
it was basically his girlfriend in the bedroom screaming, "Okay, Google, play Fat Bottom Girls." Like she does it over and over and over.
That's her Rick roll.
Don't keep it in
house.
the bedroom.
right. But like they had like 30, 40 recordings of her yelling that, and then him.
Oh, it was more than that. He was like, there was at least 100 there. And well, again, that's what started the question. Is like because the sound clip he gave me started with OK Google. So I mean, okay, well if it records that and that's not the trigger point, how much is it recording? So yeah, that was the thing.
Yes, they said it's a bug, and they're going to fix it. A bug. You know what? When I say a bug, my ass. But it's interesting now that came out. Like you wonder, has the trust worn out because like Amazon.
Or do people care?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because remember, like we did the story. God, I want almost 2 years ago now with the Samsung TVs that they openly admitted they record everything that you say in front of one of the Samsung smart TVs and send it back home.
We watch
and
you.
Sell it to advertisers.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch me eating Funyuns, watching Food Network, and yelling at my kids. Have fun with that. Have fun with that metadata. Seriously,
it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Right. If someone's watching that, God bless them. Like that's why.
Well, no, and all of a sudden they just starting to serve up like all the Bo Knows commercials because he's just saying Bo all the time.
Every time he loads Amazon, he sees the auto ship option for Funyuns.
Do they have the button yet? Because I know they have the Slim Jim button.
They do have the Amazon Dash button for Funyuns. I'm surprised
do they really?
You haven't seen that. Yes.
Oh, that was it. I'm gonna get. Do they have it for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm totally getting it. But like, do you saw like I'm in Alexa house. My kids both have Dots, and I have one in the living room. But then the show came out, and I go, it's got video. But then I looked at the price tag. It's like what? $250, $300?
It was $300. It is now $200 because YouTube blocked them.
But wait, did they explain why YouTube blocked them? Because I can watch YouTube on my apps on my TV. Why can't they?
Well, because YouTube is going to be coming out with
their own
device.
Dun dun dun.
Because Google.
So, all right, here's a conversation I want to have with you right now because
Google.
We posted this on the Facebooks in regards to Airbnb now opening up brick and mortar, right?
It's a hotel. You're opening a hotel.
No, but listen though, Uber's buying. Hold on.
Did you read the press release?
Totally.
They're going to open a series of Airbnb branded buildings with their own apartments.
Right, hotel.
It's a hotel. You're opening a hotel.
Extended stay.
But here's what I don't get. Like, so YouTube became a thing because of the internets.
Mm-hmm.
Airbnb became a thing because they didn't own anything. Uber became a thing because it didn't own anything. And now they want
like Uber saying, hey, we're going to open a car dealership.
Right, no, because Uber's buying cars.
Yeah.
And Airbnb is building buildings.
Lyft. Yeah.
And Lyft's buying cars. And now YouTube's building devices. It's like you made it because you weren't that. And now you want to be that, which is what you I don't get what their business. Who's sitting in the business?
Just be
room?
good with what you are.
Right.
But that's the two words: shareholder value, right? Because
because you're owning assets.
Who's going to buy a YouTube device?
I'm
realistically.
with you. No, I understand, and I'm with. Well,
there are people that will buy it.
It's on my smart TVs already.
Right, but there will be people who buy it. But you have to show some sort of growth potential to keep your stock price moving on Wall Street. It's just like Ford making tons of money, but their stock price goes in the tank, right? Because they're not showing the future.
What
they're trying to do is show the future.
2 years of video uploaded every minute of the day.
Right.
You've got value.
Microsoft just proved.
No, hold on. Right. But the value is only
logic.
how much can you charge for advertising. It's the only value.
It's called diversifying.
No, but Microsoft just proved that they tried to get in the hardware business and they just got out.
And then they went, yeah, no, we screwed up. No,
but even though they're the best, in my opinion,
it was phenomenal.
The single best product on the market going today in terms of a laptop/tablet, and you just said nah, because there's no money in it. So now you have all these people that made all their money by not owning things, trying to make things for what reason, God knows what. I want to sit in these boardrooms.
It's all about the process.
All these companies need a Bob. Like, do you guys realize how stupid you sound right now? How did we make our money?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Nobody does it. It's all yes men.
So speaking of money, we've had this conversation 100 times on the show. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know. California has now passed a law where employers are not allowed to ask employees about their prior salary history.
Ooh, I got a lot to talk about that.
I'm sure you do, because that's been a thing.
Well, you knew I wasn't shy about when I got laid off from Cisco.
Well, because not only ask, but hey, you've had not only ask, but give me your W-2s.
On 3 different occasions, I had give me your W-2s. And in one occasion, I got an offer that I declined because the company sucked. And the other was I got declined an offer. I asked for a background check and W-2s. And they went radio silent on me.
Uh-huh.
And then 2 weeks later, they called and said, "Oh yeah, we passed you by." Mm-hmm. And they didn't explain why. And I go, I kind of exactly know why, because I was so hesitant. But you know what? It's like one of those things where I guess it's like you're single and you're asking girls out, and they said, I'm not going to give me a blood test and I'll go on a date with you. And you're like, all right, fine, I've been on a date in a while. Here's a blood test. And you're like, I can't believe I'm doing this, but here.
Fine. Right. If this is what it takes, fine.
Right. And I did it really sheepishly too. I just took cell phone pictures of my W-2s.
I remember having
and I'm
that conversation.
I hate myself right now, and I emailed it, and I'm like, ugh. And the one job I really wanted, I really did.
Yeah.
And it was like, so I'm glad California's kind of stepping up and not. Here's the thing: if you came from HP and Cisco and Dell, quickly, you know exactly how much I made.
They're pretty standardized.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah,
there's not a whole lot of flux there,
right? Unless you think I'm lying about going over plan, I don't know if that's why. But what my I was gonna say what my package is, but you guys all make fun of me.
Too late.
Exactly. Don't we always?
He's wearing shorts that are colored like a creamsicle.
Oh,
he looks like my favorite shorts. Like a rub down tan. Speaking
of Amazon, by the way, it's kind of a cool story. Amazon Marketplace Livonia opened up.
Oh, the Livonia warehouse.
Big warehouse,
opened up, yeah.
Oh, an online store that opened brick and mortar.
No, it's the
warehouse.
The warehouse,
the shipping warehouse.
It's not. No,
They've opened brick and mortar.
It's a distribution. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, in Seattle they're opening up the little 7-Elevens, which I don't hate that idea either for 7-Eleven for a convenience store. But the big huge warehouse, the very first was delivered by what's his name, Kyle.
Yeah, and go figure in Detroit. Car mats,
yeah, as the first thing that got shipped out of there. And I think it's kind of cool that they actually tracked that and made it a thing and said, hey, first delivery out of here. But could you imagine being the logistics / see, here's the thing that what gets me about Amazon. So I told you I ordered this pH water. I can only get it cases online.
Right.
And it's heavy as hell. And it's a nice box with handles on it. When I get it from Amazon, they ship it sideways in a nondescript. And the mail lady has to hate me. I know she yelled at me once for it. Oh my God, it's so heavy. But you'd think that Amazon would figure out a way, they got this thing down to a science, how they could ship these things. Everyone bitches all the time about, oh my God, I ordered stickers and it came in this 6-foot tube.
I got a CD. I bought a CD and it was in a 6-foot box with 8 feet of bubble wrap.
Right.
And yeah.
That always, but you think they'd figure out how these heavy things, that's what I always wonder, how do they make money on shipping, because like to ship those 2 boxes are like they weigh 30 pounds a piece. These 2 boxes.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like I love I think it was last week I loaded up Amazon because I was shopping for other stuff, and like they had a little pop up that hit me that said, "Oh, by the way, hey, like over the course of your orders in the past year, you've saved over $500 in shipping costs with Amazon Prime." Like,
jeez.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks.
Right.
Best $80 I spend every year.
Oh, that was
Send me more.
Yeah.
Send me more.
That was we bought our, like, I didn't have to go shopping. We bought our bed. Our Casper arrived shipping.
Yeah.
Our bed arrived from Wayfair.
Yep.
And Mark arrived with his Art Van
his
drill
tools, yeah.
and his tools, and I got it all done for the low price of But hey, are we going to talk about crack being whack?
So yeah, apparently WPA is broken. That's
when did it break?
Bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
Well, so they did a proof of concept, and apparently it's out there in the wild, an exploit called Crack that lets people, and it's
With a K.
K-R-A-C-K, that lets people sit in, basically do a man-in-the-middle attack that pulls whatever you're trying to send over a wireless network that has WPA encryption in the clear. It's not good. Like, that's your passwords. That's your everything you do. Yeah.
Is it going to be like the Google Home listening to me and I don't care, I need my internet on my wireless
Well, I mean, it
device?
depends on what you're connecting to. So, like, if you're sitting in a Starbucks and you're connecting to their open Wi-Fi to begin with, you've already made certain choices in life.
Right.
But, I mean, like here, like we've got WPA2 encryption, and it's, I think, solid. I mean, we'll see.
The good news is only one of the devices has to be fixed in order for it to be secure. So if you update your device, and Windows 10 is already patched, and the latest betas of iOS 11 are patched.
Do you have to patch your AP?
You could patch your AP2. You could patch your devices. Like I said, only one of the 2 devices has to be
Unless
patched.
they auto-patch. That thing's been sitting on the software from like 98.
Yeah, when's the last time you logged into the admin side of your wireless network?
Since the day I got it. just so I could change the name to the toilet.
Right.
Only when I get an upgrade.
Oh, and our favorite people in the free world, I feel like we have to mention this again because we love talking about them. Equifax got hacked.
God.
Again. Again.
No, was that just they're being stupid, or did they actually get hacked?
No, they got hacked because someone put something that like took over the homepage of their website that like looked like you needed to download an update to something to run their website.
But it was to Flash.
And
How
it was
stupid were
malware.
they? Like, don't you think?
How dumb were they?
Your dad goes to Equifax.com. Is he going to care?
My dad has 9 toolbars from like Ask Jeeves and like
He's still got the Real Player toolbar.
he does. He does.
That's right. His dad has Firefox with like this much viewables, like
Netscape
2 inches of viewable
3.2.
space because of all the toolbars.
I wish I was exaggerating. It's not. It's
He's
so
like
true.
debating between Alta Vista and Excite.
Right.
Bob loves it when he calls him and says, something's wrong with my computer.
Why is my computer running so slow? Pop, you have all the toolbars open.
And no memory.
But no, like, Flash though. Who's updating Flash? Yeah, yeah, that's too easy. I didn't.
All right, so jump into a break?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with the teams from the MEDC with Brian and Jamie and Carlos from the DSDT.
Because things.
This is the ITintheD show, and we'll
be right back.
We'll be right back.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
Hey, this is John Schneider from Nip Tuck Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, Dr. Quinn, Hot in Cleveland, Secret Lives of the American Teenager, and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. It's the IT in the D show.
ITintheD.com.
Welcome back. This is segment 2, episode 218 of the IT and the D Show. We're broadcasting live here in Studio 1 in Podcast Detroit in beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. That is Dave the Geek. Nuri the F&G is in India, so sitting his place is Dr. Hook, Jeremiah from DailyDetroit.com. Randy, who made us stink about last time being in studio, is not right now.
Well, he's running a show.
I don't care. He made a stink last time
He's
of
getting
being
them on
introduced.
break. He's being good.
So Randy left the room, but
He's
whatever. Find us online,
I'm helping.
in the D.
Not much.
Yeah, but don't forget, mark your calendars. Go to the Meet tab. That's
Thursday,
MEET,
the 19th.
not MEAT. Go to the Meet tab, and you can find out all the things from our Meetup page and subscribe and all that stuff.
So we've been teasing for a while now about stuff that we have going on.
Yeah.
And things that are coming along. We've had the Career Academy initiative on our site for a year and a half, 2 years now.
We launched Flynn about 6 months ago.
No. I mean, just like people getting access to the material.
Exactly.
We've had out there for about 2 years now. And then, we brought MEDC into the loop.
We've been proving the concept out. We've been getting people through it. We've been seeing what happens when you go through it. We've been tracking it. We've been talking. Yeah, this is something we've been working on, or it's been a brainchild of ours for a couple of years now.
Right. Yeah. So now we went to MEDC because it was time to take it a step further. We did the little pilot in Flint, and it worked out really, really well.
Well, let's be honest. We see everyone else doing it wrong. And from dude,
it's okay.
So we have two.
It's us
things.
101.
Yeah,
we hate everything else out there. We know we can do something that sucks less, and so we do.
Right, which is this. This is that 101. There's no question about it. We see everybody. And we've seen companies come into town and fail, and we've seen people doing it wrong.
Well, and we see people come to our events that go through these boot camps that are out there, that they get a little piece of paper, a little piece of paper, a little participation certificate that says, hey, you went through this boot camp, and that's great. And then they come to us and go, okay, now what? And we're the bearers of bad news that go, yeah, exactly. Now what?
And now you got a big bill the size of an entry-level Chrysler.
You got a 10,000 bill for a piece of paper that nobody cares about. So now we're going to go ahead and make this easier on people. What did we have it? $29 with Career Academy.
Yep.
To go out and get access to 1,400 classes that are out there. But then it was still that little hang up where
remember the kid that used to come to your house? Remember that kid that used to come out selling you all the encyclopedias?
Yes.
And your parents would be out like $2,000 and you had like an entire bookshelf full of encyclopedias.
And then you had the World Book.
You never opened.
What do they call them? Like not the addendums, but like the news, so you had
the annuals, like the yearly annuals.
You had like the 1986 edition,
right.
And then you got the 1987 annual that had all the updates and that kind of stuff.
So we're pretty much selling you the entire computer curriculum library, like the library.
The entire CompTIA certification library. Let's make that absolutely clear.
Well, on the, all the way up to the CISSP.
Well, yeah.
But that's not all, folks.
That's not all. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Hold on.
All the things.
So here's what we've seen. What's going on?
So like I said,
there was a gap. Hold on. There's a gap in the job market where level 1 help desk support, they're insourcing. Right.
There are 1,200 plus open jobs for help desk people in Southeast Michigan right now.
And you know how to be a good employee? There's 2 rules. Get your cert. That's 1. So it's not like the underpants gnomes from South Park. There's actually 1, 2, and 3.
That's right. Step 1, get certification. Step 2, Step 3, profit.
Step 2, show up on time. Step 3, don't smoke weed.
Yeah.
If you can do those 3 things, you too can have a career in IT.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being funny.
Dude, Chet is the prime example.
My brother-in-law, who was the original guinea pig for this,
for the path,
is at Comerica making a very good living wage.
He's what, 2 years in now?
3 total. Yeah. But I made him do 2 years at Stephanie.
Right. Yep.
And he's a year and a half at Comerica. Benefits and a very, very good paying
and a
job.
Nice, solid salary. And
where he was painting floors, didn't have insurance.
Yep.
Scraped for work. All he wanted to do was work. Like, again, he's the one that led me into that. He goes, they told him in his review, you show up on time, you hold your call times, and you don't smoke pot. You're like our top 1% employee.
Yeah.
And he told me, and my jaw dropped. I go,
the bar is low.
Yeah. So what we've done is we've teamed up. We wanted to get this on now that it's been proven out, we wanted to push this out a little bit to the masses. So we needed a home, because we can't just do everything virtual. You have to take a proctored exam. So we teamed up with Jamie and Carlos are here from DSDT, which is the Detroit School of Digital Technology in Southwest Detroit. And they're basically, that's where you are taking your test. You can study at home. You can study there. You can study anywhere. I was doing Dr. Seuss on you.
Well, or
study here, study there, study anywhere.
Or if you choose and you want to go, you want to go outside of our scope, and if you want to, they've got instructor-led classes you can go through. I mean, it's a whole thing, and it's so people look back. So if you look back over the things that we've talked about over the course of the past 6 months or so, some of the moves that we've made will make more sense to you. Like we pulled out of the Penobscot building with our studio because that didn't really make sense. We went to DSDT, and people were like, well, why there? Okay. We knew in the back of our minds the Venn diagram of our lives. They're a nationally accredited program. They are a CompTIA certified program center. Therefore, when this came down the pipe, because we knew this was going to come down the pipe, that's where people can go for their certifications. That's where people can go for their training. That's where we can have our meetups with the mentors and all that kind of stuff to make this fly and go.
And some of that was learning from Flint, because in Flint we had some trouble finding a certified testing center.
Yep.
So we were able to have Goodwill certify a testing center. So from those lessons learned from the pilot program that we did in Flint, it's going to be easy to bring it to Detroit. It's going to be easy to bring it to the rest of the state because we've learned those lessons, like you said.
And
again, I don't want to because again, they're the CompTIA certification. So the whole point behind this is get people through at least their A+, Net+, preferably with Security Plus as well, because we've already got employers on the back end that are saying, hey, if they get through Security Plus, wow, do we need security people? There's a negative unemployment rate on security folks right now, and we'll pop them in right now. But A+, Net+, there's all those open jobs for those help desk positions that are in and around Detroit. You don't have to drive out to Ann Arbor. You don't have to drive out to wherever. The gigs are there, but the shtick is these are actually the certs and creds that employers are looking for. It's not that random piece of paper. It's, I've got a number that says I went through and got CompTIA certified on A+. I know hardware. Yeah, I've got a number that says I went through and know Net+. I know networking and how computers talk to each other. That's the shtick.
Well, not only that, you can get in with a high school diploma.
And you don't need a college degree.
No.
Yep.
You don't need any of that nonsense. We're kind of kicking the doors open, and if you're in and you want to play and you actually want to dedicate yourself, dude,
hold on.
I've said it once, I've said it a million times. You know me. Man, I've been everything from a help desk jockey to a DBA to a developer to a sysarc to a sysadmin to a VP of IT over the years. It has nothing to do. My degrees are in biochem and theater arts. It's got nothing to do with what I went to college for. This stuff is not rocket science. If you take the time to learn and play and improve yourself, you will excel in this field. And we want people to do that.
And if you want to go to community college and take English and writing and communication course, we're not going to frown upon that, because as we, following everything on Facebook and forums and the Twitters, the English language is appearing to
disappear.
To disappear.
Disintegrate.
Right. But I guess for those in the not know, DSDT is kind of it's not a new thing, but for those that not in the know, I guess Jamie, this is your baby. Why don't you I guess talk about what you guys do there, and we can kind of.
How long you been around?
So DSDT has been around since 2009, and actually we've changed many shapes since 2009. However, we added this whole IT sector and jobs related to A+, Net+, Security Plus. But you're right. So it's kind of funny when I meet with employers and I say, we have to meet the marketplace needs. What's your need? It's not bachelor degrees. It's not, associate degrees. It's, do you have the hands-on training that I need to actually make your students that graduated employable? So it's all about what the employer needs. So being a Pearson VUE testing center, we're one of the only ones in Detroit. It's worth its weight in gold.
Critical for the
to be
program.
honest with you, it really is. But when you talk about help desk and you talk about A+ and Net+, it's still hard to get jobs. So it takes not only us, but it takes the community to realize, look, we're willing to train the employers or the employees to be employable ready, so to speak, and we'll take your, do they know how to work a voltmeter? Do they know how to it's not only just A+, Net Plus. It is the training facility that you're actually sending your employees to or your employers through. Is it employer ready?
See, and honestly, like that's one of the things I loved when we did that tour with the Ford and UAW guys, and and I'm completely blanking on his name right now. Who teaches?
Dave.
Yes.
Dave Barry.
Just the like what he does with the A+ classes, and like, okay, hey, you know what? We've got all these computers in here, and he goes through and he breaks something different in every one. Go fix.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's the online portion of this, but I mean, you still have the opportunity to go, okay, here's the hands-on. This is what it is, and this is what it does, and this is how it actually works.
And if you don't have that, you're not worth anything. So New Horizons around the block from us, they can train all day long in A+, Net Plus, Security Plus. It doesn't matter if you don't meet the employer's needs. If you're not employer ready, it means nothing in our marketplace. You need to ask the employer, what is it that you need to have your employees trained in, and what can we do to tailor or alter our curriculum to meet your needs?
So
A+ certification is one piece of it. You have to have voltmeter. You have to have installation tech. You have to have all these little nuances that aren't taught.
Oh, and that's the other part that we forgot because, we've been doing ITintheD for, 16 years now.
Right.
We've got the recruiters that have those 1,200 open positions, nagging them daily to be filled, that are going to be a part of this. So, like, 1 weekend a month, we talk about doing a series of meetups, like, for the different classes.
Right.
But 1 weekend a month, we're going to be bringing the employers in there to meet with these folks and say, hey, look, yeah, this is what you're learning. This is why it matters. These are the jobs that are waiting for you. Here's what I want you to make sure you know when you get ready and get out of here.
Dave, the key to this is, sorry, Jamie, the key to this whole thing is, too, these aren't, nothing against, I'm glad Amazon's hiring warehouse people. But these jobs aren't, this isn't your final job. This isn't your first job.
Well, and they're hiring temp, seasonal warehouse people.
When you get this A+, Net Plus, we keep harping on that. That's your first step foray into IT. If you, I told my brother-in-law, stay there for 2 years at that job and figure out what you like to do.
Yep.
Because there's multiple different paths. If you want to get into
it's the path.
server
we've
security,
talked about a million times.
Yeah, networking. What do you like to do? You want to be a VMware guy? Do you want to be a coder? That level 1 help desk job gives you that baseline to figure out what you like to do.
Exactly. I mean, working at help desk will let you figure out what is and isn't intriguing to you, and do you want to focus on security? Do you are you happy working a help desk? And if you are, more power to you. Do your thing.
Some people, that's their thing. They like
it.
Great. There's room to excel in places like that.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about all of this is that a lot of people think that IT is just like one little portion of it, but in fact, IT is the beginning of a career as opposed to looking at things as a job. And I think a lot of people look at employment as a job, and what you need to do is look at it as a career, as in a long-term plan of like, what do I want to do in this general area, and then really start to specialize as you go forward.
But it's so important. I think that what a lot of people don't realize is I'm just going to get my A+ or I'm going to get my Net Plus. No, it's a continuum. It's a build-upon curriculum that could get you employer ready for cybersecurity in the end, or ethical hacking, which is much needed.
You're always going to be learning.
Absolutely. But the thing is I think that a lot of institutions just say, I'm going to make my curriculum, just standard, basic. A+, Net Plus. I'm going to get the help desk, technicians, or I'm going to get the installation technicians. No, that's not the case. When really employers are saying, I need my employers or my employees to be ready for installation technician. I need them to be able to route wires. I need them to be able to do fiber optics. I need them to be able to do voltmeters. Employers or institutions are not willing to take that into consideration and say, let me alter my curriculum to meet your employer needs. That's the most important. If you can get the back end, you've got the front end. That's what needs to be assessed all the time.
Well, and one of the most important things from our perspective working with you guys was you had such a big network with what you've been doing for 16 years. This is what you wanted to do. This was your goal, is to take people that – we're doing other things like your brother-in-law. He was painting floors, and look what he's doing now. And that's the goal, is to employ people that were unemployable before. Change their skill set.
Or at least unemployable unemployable in this marketplace.
Right.
I mean,
And look at all the retail stuff going on with Macy's and all the big boxers.
Even right now, with the Amazon pitch that we're doing, both in Detroit and Grand Rapids, part of that is what you guys are doing. Look, we have one of the programs that we're working on.
The workforce is here.
Is the workforce development, working with IT and the D to provide these type of people that get into the IT world. And that's what's critical right now, especially in Michigan. Training people for jobs in Michigan is critical because we have such a wonderful environment for business, but we're just a little bit lacking in talent. So we're developing that talent, and when we go to things like Amazon wanting to come to Detroit, wanting to come to Grand Rapids, looking at cities to do that, that's what's critical, because we can show them, look, we have these things in place in order to provide that talent to your company.
Well, I mean, and that's and the other part of this is us railing against what's going on out there currently. Like I said, you've got the boot camps that are out there doing their thing. We know of another program that's out there that threw $2 million and got less than 20 people through what we're talking about for a teeny fraction of that. We're going to make that work. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, it's the model is broken for a lot of that stuff. And so, this is us trying to say, no, that's not what you need. This is how this should flow and how this should work, and this is how it's going to happen.
And it's almost no different than everything that's happened in IT over the last 2 decades. Is there's a way to do it in the analog world.
Right.
There's a way to do it in the digital world. And this is kind of that, where, you can go pay $15K to somebody and not get a certification, and they're going to show up at your events. But yet, if you want to get certified and you want to just have a better life, maybe work in IT, do something that you're passionate about, that you're excited about, come to IT and the D, spend your $29, work with the teams. We have volunteers that are
You don't have to spend $29. We'll spend it for you.
There you go.
We have that covered. That's the point.
Right. So spend $0 and come start your career in IT.
Yeah, but look at these institutions. They're not accredited. They're not. Right. They haven't gotten the log haul. So that's what I can say about our institution at DSDT. We are nationally accredited, which takes 5 years, and a team of 30 people, nonetheless. Right. So when you look at institutions, are they nationally accredited? Can they take Canadians? Can they take FAFSA? Can they do
no Canadians allowed?
Not only,
no Canadians.
You love Canadians.
What are you talking about?
I'm kidding.
But it's important to realize, what is the institution that I'm sending? Do they have a tight strategic plan? Do they have policies and procedures that can really make impact in our community? These are all important things to look at. If you're a training institution that's funded by the 17% white male who is running the city, is that important? Is that the most important thing? It's not. Is it, have you gone the long haul? Can you justify your training programs, and do you stand by what you believe in?
Well,
which
if you're
is
going through their training programs and they're not hiring you, then what?
Well, that's another story.
Well, that's why you need transferable, certificates and accreditations that you can. If you think about your career in a longer term, right? Regardless, let's say that other thing did work out for you. What next, right?
What's next?
Do you want to be locked into that one thing, or do you want to be able to, have an be an employer of choice?
Can you take ability to transfer? Can you, transfer your credits to a university? Can you be an associate's degree? Can you be a bachelor degree? All of these things are very important. You can't do that with a training institution. You can do it with a nationally accredited training center, which is what we are.
I feel bad. We've stepped on Carlos, who's wanted to jump in here for the last 10 minutes.
20 minutes, right?
Hard to get a word in edgewise with us.
Wow.
A lot of talkers.
So my thing is, first of all, I would argue the fact that there's a lot of creativity coming out of Detroit, right? Mm-hmm. The fact is that a lot of locals simply don't know, right? It's not even that they don't have access to it. They just don't know.
Right.
All right. By DSDT being in the position that it is, it allows those that are perhaps considering a second career path in their lives to be engaged with the IT portion. Our the A+ Net Plus certification, allowing them to get into positions to where when Amazon comes in, they're actually viable in the resurgence of a Detroit city. That's something probably a year ago that was unfathomable.
Yeah.
Right? So with the DSDT and
MEDC, because I just learned all these.
And the EIEIO.
There's so many acronyms, right?
And the QVC.
right. But with them pairing together, it allows the community to get more on the technology base. I mean, you have to consider things, right? 50% of the community of Detroit, right, is considered to be illiterate.
See, I was gonna hit Jer, because Jer is the keeper of stats. Jer, what's the stat of residents of Detroit that do not have a college degree?
40%.
No college degree.
That's
only
different.
16% of Detroit residents have a college degree.
So
16%.
So that's 84% of people that are eliminated from most of those programs.
Good math there.
That doesn't even consider those that are illiterate. Right?
So,
the illiterate statistic can be questioned, but we can look at the hard numbers with the degree and say that's a situation, because that's what employers are looking for.
Because again, that's 84% of the people that are precluded from some of the programs that we've looked at in the past that say you have to have a college degree to enter.
Bachelor's, not just college.
And in a lot of ways, it's all about on-ramps, right? And getting people the opportunity to get into something.
So I bring that up for the simple fact that I literally remember last week we had a lady in our office who literally, she had a problem because she had taken she's into the A+ program. And she came in, she said, Carlos, I'm illiterate, right? In my mind, it's like, what do you mean when you say illiterate?
Right.
You took the games, you took all that. She says, I have a hard time comprehending what I read. So how do we equate that somehow in the statistics in order to get her through that gate hole, in order to get to that job to where she can be included in those positions at Amazon that's out in Livonia now? That we're trying to get into the city, or whether it be Google that's perhaps going to come in the city, or even the Facebooks that's offering maybe 20,000 over the next 5 years.
Or what about the people who have gone through the entire process at one of a familiar organizations that teaches coding that are told no upon the complete entry?
Like I said, you go through their training class,
well equipped,
and then they don't hire you.
They show
then
up at your
what?
events.
Yeah, then they come to our events. That's what happens.
Turn out top tier in the organization. It's a letdown. So we have all those individuals come to our organization and say, look, I wasn't accepted, I wasn't wanted, and I wasn't definitely looked at as a premier candidate for your institution. So I'd like to come to you. You know what? I welcome that. Competition, I look at competition, all competition is good competition, because you know what? If I can help them or place them or make them feel more confident about who they are or where they've been raised from, I'll do it. Because that's what the real Detroit is about.
Well, and more to the point,
not the fake Detroit.
Right.
We'll do it better.
Dude, that's us one-on-one.
Not even better. We'll just do it.
Yeah.
How about that?
From our perspective, partnering with ITintheD was really bringing in a partner that we could provide a grant to that could had connections in the community, started something very organically. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about profit. It was strictly about helping those people find a job. And from there, now we're looking at training, taking people that do other jobs and do other things, and they say, you know what, I got a little thing for IT, and they could find this, and they could come in, they could do it for no money. It's just commitment. It's just commitment, and that's what, from our perspective, to take taxpayer dollars and provide a grant to an organization that partners with somebody.
I'm not going to lie, and that, dude, like, we thought long and hard. Like, that makes us nervous as hell. Like, that's a heavy responsibility for us.
It is. I mean, think about it. Anyone that's listening to the show that's in Michigan has a couple pennies, at least, in this program.
Yeah.
Because it is taxpayer dollars. And working at the MEDC, everything that we do, everything's the grants that we provide, and the money that we spend is all taxpayer dollars, and you have to keep that in mind.
Oh.
And when you look at some other programs that say, oh, we do all these great things, and they have all these fancy sites, and you go there and do all this stuff, and you pay all this money, it just, and then and they show up at your events. But, working with Bob and working with Dave and seeing what we could do, piloting it in Flint, actually seeing people get into the program, get through it, and get employed, it's just a great thing.
And the thing, the key to this whole thing too is like the A+ and Net+. We've seen people take it in 2 weeks and pass and get out.
Yep.
And we've seen people take 3-4 months and take their sweet time,
and that's okay.
And there's no right or wrong answer to either one of these things. It's guys are working 60 hours, and he's like, hey, he keeps calling me. Hey, I'm studying a couple hours on the weekend. I'm through this module now. I'm taking practice tests. I'm right there, but I'm going to wait till I get a little bit better. That's what it's for. There's no right or wrong. There's no pass. Yeah, you can fail the exam, but you can take it again.
Right. And I want to call this out specifically because as somebody who covers all of these things happening in the city a lot, I get these releases, I get all this other stuff where they're like, well, you're going to have to not work for 6 months to do something with these other training programs.
Because you're going to have to, A, pay us $10,000, B, this is going to be your 9 to 5 because it's only during the day.
Right, but have you actually lived or been in the city at all? Because you know what? People got to do work. They got to pay rent. They got to take care of their kids. How do you, if you want to change people's stations in life, you have to provide the tracks. And when you create barriers, or when they create barriers like that, it of course shuts people out just by default, and they don't even realize it, which is mind blowing to me.
Well, and that's the other really good part of this, and I'm really excited about the response that we've had so far. We've spent 16 years building a community around the IT industry in Metro Detroit. So we've got a roster of people that are ready to be mentors in the A+, Net+, Security Plus, and beyond space. That have already said yes, I will come in 1 or 2 weekends a month, Saturdays a month, and handle this stuff and answer this is how it really works in the real world versus how it happens, on paper. Because we all know that's not really how. But no, so that's why to me, this is, like I said, we thought long and hard about this, when we were starting to talk to MEDC about this, because it is, it's our dollars that are going into this too. Right. And it's a real thing. And I think we're going to do this right.
What about when it's not about the dollars, but it's about the person? So today, for example, not to throw us off on a tangent, but so a student, Pat, he almost passed, but he was 10 points underneath the passing rate, right? And to me, and he was just like in tears. And I said, oh my God, you're the highest I've ever seen without anybody helping you pass a test. I was so proud of him. And he said, are you seriously proud of me? So it's not just about numbers. And I challenge everyone here at the table to realize it's not just about numbers. It's about the human that you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Because this person deserves a chance. And he deserves to know that he's really worked hard. And he scored only 10 points less than a passing rate. Is it worth the extra $200 to make him pass? I think it is.
Yeah.
So that's where Carlos steps in and say,
you just talk about yourself in the third person.
Get out of here. Listen. Carlos steps in and says, we're not a nonprofit, right?
Carlos just went Bob Dole.
We're not a nonprofit, right? Bob Dole.
But you know what?
So,
can you smell what the Carlos is cooking?
I can't. I never can.
But from our perspective, we're the stewards of the taxpayer dollars, and we have to look at what we need. And in providing a grant to someone that has been working for 16 years as a very grassroots thing. This is not.
And we're not riding bicycles,
right? You're not like, oh, we're gonna have a business plan,
and for those who haven't missed, the little subtle hints that we've dropped in that kind of stuff. We incorporated as a nonprofit corporation. We have our 501c3 status, which means our reporting requirements are through the effing roof when it comes to this stuff. We're transparent. We always have been. Now we are legally. It's a thing. We want this to go and we want this to work, and we've kind of put all of us behind this. We have staked everything that we've done for the past 16 years has led up to this, and this is what we're saying. This is what the next step is, and this is what it has to be.
It's not just having an event. It's not just putting people in dollars. It's not just putting people in jobs. This is taking someone that wants to better their life, might love IT, might want to get into it. Who knows what they're doing right now, but they think, I can be better. And they hear about this, and they sign up, and they go through the program, and they get that first help level, and they're working there for a year, and then they find something else, and 3 years down the road, they're running some sort of something.
Dude, how happy is Chet these days?
Right.
He always says, oh, there's layoffs coming. He does that kind of stuff. You're going to get that anywhere.
It's IT.
But he knows he's got a check every 2 weeks, and he's got insurance to cover his kid. And there's that peace of mind.
I've seen him smile a lot more in the past 3 years than I did in all the years before that.
Yeah, no, he's like he's like taking care of himself now. No, it's a life-changing thing. His body's not aching from strenuous labor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just the idea. It's actually taking someone and transforming their entire life, whether it's an individual, whether it's just a couple that's married, or someone that has like 10 kids and all of a sudden within 3 or 4 years, they've put their nose to the grindstone, they've worked hard, they've got their training, they've got their certifications. Now they have a great job and their family's covered with insurance and
upon graduation, you get khakis and a polo shirt.
Right, blue polo shirts and khakis. I mean, pair of Dockers. I mean,
right.
Good to go, right?
Hey, I just like to say that, I like to see more of the employer-led opportunities within the city coming from like the tops, right? Yeah. Whether it be an Amazon or a Facebook or a Google, whatever, just based on the simple fact that even though there may not be a lot of experience coming from those that may have taken a 6-week or 8-week course, they still are driven based on the fact that they would like to be in IT and they would like to give the best all, right?
Or it's employer ready. So we've met with them. We've taken the time to make it employer ready to meet their needs, their market needs. We've taken the time to take the initiative to have them fill out the form. What's important to you as an employer, as a Detroit employer? So if you can put that on paper, don't just put it on paper. Mean what you say.
That's right.
Say what you mean.
See, and that's honestly, those are the ones that kill me. Those are the ones that kill me more than anything else.
It's terrible.
And we just had this happen at the last event.
Rocket fiber.
Guys that went through. Well, no, guys.
We're not mentioning.
Guys that went through a specifically employer-led training course that was supposed to be for an endpoint employer. And they came to our last event and they were like, "Yep, we paid $10,000 and nothing."
Right.
There wasn't a job at the end of it for us.
What? I don't even.
They
care
took
anymore.
they took the top 4.
I used to caution what I say with whatever cause, but it's the truth. You meet me at the table. You say what you need me to train you in. You say what you need my students to be trained in, and at the end of the day, you're not going to hire them. Sorry.
Yeah.
So. I'm not going to sit here and just, oh, sorry, I'm going to do what the community wants me to say and say, oh, they're great and blah, blah, blah. They're under the mayor's arm or Dan Gilbert's arm. No, it's the truth. If you say what
in
you
the palm
say
of their hand
at the table and you mean it, then employ the people that you said you'd employ.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then I'll be the interpreter. What I'm saying on behalf of DSDT is the simple fact that if we have more corporate entities coming to the table and saying that we're going to set our base camp in Detroit, then we would like to have more individuals trained in whether it be A+, Net+, Security+, and then at that time we'll consider them from some sort of long-term employment.
Right.
So he's the you and she's the me.
So we play bad guy. We play bad cop, good cop.
No, Dave, you can't say that publicly.
That's how that conversation goes. So and all right, so we do. We have we've revamped the page a little bit. So if you hit ITintheD.com/career academy, this is up and running now. We're ready to go. So I mean, if you fill out that form, we will get you set up.
Need Brian to literally get the press release out, but it's ready now.
Well, no, but I don't
know if the press release is ready.
No, it's kind of a soft launch until the 30th when we have the channel. Yeah. So, but we're ready. Like we're ready to start getting people in the intake valve.
Go to the page,
system.
Fill it out.
It is limited. We don't know what the limit is yet. We might give people the curriculum and
the limit is when we run out of dollars.
When we run out of money, we'll say stop.
We'll hit them up for more. I'm sorry. Sorry. We're successfess. Can we have more, sir?
Please.
We've done more with 1/8 of the budget that programs that have failed. Can we have more, sir?
Less than that. Success breeds funding.
Right.
So yeah, it's ITintheD.com/career academy, or if you just hit our site, ITintheD.com, learn. That's the tab with all the fun stuff. Career Academy is the only sub-nav underneath that. Go there, take a look, fill it out, get us your info, because we're good to go. And the ride starts now.
And if you know someone that's kind of the key. Everybody knows somebody that just
hates their job
or just stuck. I mean, that I think the key is
and that has a good mind and it has a good work. Because again, you don't have to be a computer whiz to get into this stuff.
But you have to hold on.
Have a good work ethic.
What are the 3 things, Bob?
No. So I'm going to add to that. You have to Yeah, you show up on time, not smoke weed, and you have to like. I'm sorry, but you have to like people. I got to bring this out because we had some instances. And some cases where they wanted those IT jobs where you get locked in the basement, and this isn't that.
Well,
one.
and they do exist, but not here.
Not here. That's a prerequisite for this whole thing. Is you really got to be good with people. And you have to have.
You don't have to be good with people.
You have to be moderate. You have to be okay.
You have
some
to be
patience.
Yes.
You have to be very patient because what's going to happen is
help desk
for a year.
Yeah.
My password, my printer broke. My I need to reset my password. I mean that's going to be your life for a year.
Yeah.
But this is what we also call paying your dues. You want to be pro wrestler. You have to put the ring up and down it for a year and a half or 2 years before you don't have to anymore. Some guys still keep doing
really,
it.
You pulled that in, really?
Yeah, totally. Just got to pay your. No, this is like what I consider the help desk job.
No, it is.
The apprentice program,
and we've talked about it a million times. I mean, that's a concept that's lost. Like, how many times have you seen me pull aside somebody by the ears at one of our events because they're like, "Oh, I've got my Bachelor of Science in computer here. I got my computer science degree. Where's my $100,000 a year job?" Kid, come here. That's level. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. Yeah,
that's me in a nutshell.
So I mean, that's reality.
It's an apprenticeship program. So you figure
it absolutely is.
That's what I told my brother-in-law was the 2 years you're going to sit at Stefanini and you're going to be at a help desk. That's your apprenticeship program. So when my dad was in the tool business, like you were, that was the apprentice for 2 years. This is your job, but you're getting paid. So you went and studied and got this done in like a couple months, and now you're getting paid to learn what you want to do for the rest of your career in IT.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. Show up on time. Don't do drugs. Can't say that enough. Show up on time. Don't do drugs.
Just say no, kids.
Hold your call times. Was that the third thing?
Yeah.
But that's a big deal with these call centers. It's a science. It's no different than the drive-through at Wendy's, right? Hold your times.
Yeah.
No, I'm not being funny.
No, it's reality.
It's an integral part of their business is to make sure that these things move.
Yeah, you want your ticket times short.
Right.
It is.
I don't want to talk about the Lions with the people on the phone. Like, oh, did you see the game? You're like, no,
no.
You reset their password. You get their printer done. Yeah, you fix whatever they need done, and you go next.
Next.
Right. That's what you do. And if you can handle that.
Then by all means,
go to
ITintheD.com/career academy. That's where you want to go.
And you can have a career in IT.
Exactly.
But any last parting shots for you guys?
No, I'm good.
Sign up, please.
Brian's job depends on. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm sorry. We're off again. We're sorry if the free beer isn't cold enough.
Yeah, no, we're going to get detractors, complainers, and I get that. And I'm prepared for it.
We're offering free training
and free
We're
jobs.
offering free certifications. We have all the recruiters that want to hire people. If this doesn't work for you,
maybe the problem is.
Wow, I want to.
Oh, Randy just nailed it.
Wow, I want to belt
All
myself.
Right, so I do have a closing comment. If you do get free money, or if you do have somebody pay for your education, for Christ's sake, please use your education wisely. I never had anyone pay for my education and or even think about it.
So we do have a caveat though, because we're gonna have everyone sign a mutual letter of understanding, nothing contractually obliging or anything, but we're gonna have a Google Docs open, and they're gonna need to communicate with us at least on a biweekly basis that they are continuing training, or hey, so you had family vacation, couldn't do it, but you're gonna continually communicate. If you miss 2 of those, you're out. So that's the only thing. You don't have to show up to class because there isn't one. You study when you can, but you need to communicate with us on what you're doing.
Oh, and see, we have class. So if you don't show up for 3 classes, we automatically bar you.
Yep.
So you're on probation.
I was there for one of those conversations.
We're crazy about that. So,
and so are we, because we didn't want everyone rushing to sign up, and then all of a sudden it's Cricket City.
They can't.
So we didn't want to be Google Plus.
3 absences will put you on probation. Because it's part of our national that's the importance of being nationally accredited.
Right. There's accountability.
We care about what we do. There's accountability.
Go figure.
Take yourself accountable. Please be passionate about getting an education where somebody actually cares for free.
Dude, because we do, you should. It's not our life. It's yours.
Not rocket science.
Yeah.
So hey,
we're helping.
We are helping.
We're paying for you to improve your life.
I mean, no, the state has a vested interest. They want the state to be better. And this
we have,
is part
right
of
now, if you go out to mitalent.org, we have almost 100,000 jobs that are open. we've done such a phenomenal job of attracting businesses to the state that the next level is to get that talent matched.
Yeah.
And this is part of that program. You know, we're telling you, sign up. We will do it.
There are jobs waiting.
And there's tons of jobs. I keep hearing Dave saying 1,400, and let me tell you, that's way over the quota what they need to meet. So bring it, baby.
But hey, you got the URL, ITintheD.com/Career Academy. We're going to wrap things up for episode 218. Brian Krantz, thank you from MEDC for supporting the program and hanging out with us. Jamie and Carlos, always appreciate DSDT. We'll put the links on all of our social and and for the recap. Jeremiah, also thank you for I think you said 3 words this episode, but we appreciate the time you spent with us as always. And hopefully Nuri is not on a toilet in India somewhere. So he
might be, or just squatting over a hole.
Wish him Godspeed.
Oh, and hey, Randy's still here.
And
Randy came back.
Randy, thank you for doing the Twitters. Last but not least, we'd like to thank App River and Bluehost for keeping the lights on. We couldn't do without you.
App River.
And on behalf of Bob and Dave and the Ghost of Nuri, I would say do us all a favor.
Stop with the worst meatball sandwich ever. Yeah.
Do it. Drink up all your drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. Drive careful. See you next week. Beat it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Make the run. Run.
Game over, man. Game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Root.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
Joe the cheese.
Bear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
That analogy sucks because it's right.
Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up.
Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just doing stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Yeah. Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
I love this city.
I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.